Welcome back to Kicking Ass with Tanner Stone. Today it's just me and Motivational Mike. So there's gonna be a lot of motivation on the pod.
I'm
excited.
All we need, baby. It's all we need.
It's all we need. Dynamic duo right here. Since sixth grade, YMCA.
Yes, sir. Me and Tanner go way back. Thank you for having me. Love this podcast.
So can you believe it? A year ago today, I had my first kickboxing fight, and I look back at the photos, and at the time, I thought I was in such good shape. I was 180 pounds. I thought I was like the best I've ever looked. And then now I look at myself, and I'm like 15 pounds less, and I lost so much fat, and I just... have you ever had a moment where you like got so far and you're like, all right, this is as far as I can go, and then you've like surplus that?
Yeah, I'd say when I first surpassed it.
Yeah,
I think when I was like 6 months into working out, like started like going seriously last year, and then I just like looked in the mirror. I'm like, and then I started taking creatine and like protein powder. I'm like, damn, I look good. And then it just like makes you think about like where you came from. And I was just like happy, but I wasn't complacent. I still wanted to keep going, keep chasing greatness. Yeah.
Do you have like an image that you always see whenever you look in the mirror and where you were from, like where you came from?
Yeah. I always try to remember where I came from. I feel like I come from humble beginnings. So I mean, anything like that I gain like in this life is just, I'm super grateful for.
Because I have in my room, I have a picture of when I was fat and then a picture right next to it when I was skinny. It's like side by side. I said it two podcasts ago. I said I had that picture, the one you weren't in actually.
Yeah, so I can be there.
Yeah, but it motivates me so much because you and Luke always tell me that. I always remember where you came from. Like now I'm at college, I can meet new friends. I could have a big life. I get big in modeling, that'd be sick. But you always got to remember your home and where you're from.
Of course, yeah. It's a good thing to have humility and be humble and just try to be like uplift people and just like have a good positive vibe.
100%. And what keeps you humble, you think? Like, do you think you're a humble person, first of all?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm a pretty humble person. Just try to do the best I can. Try to help people, spread kindness. Try to be there for others. I never try to act like I'm better than anyone else. Like ever, I'm always just trying to like level myself as much as I can. Just try not to get like an inflated ego.
When I was younger, I would say maybe 9th grade, I had a big ego. I thought I was the shit. I was very cocky. I wasn't the nicest. I was nice. I wasn't the nicest. And then going to Thailand and really pushing myself to the limits really changed my perspective and made me more of a humble person. Like not everybody may like you. Well, I'm saying this like in general. Not everybody may like you, but who cares? Like if you got your group and the people you care what they care about, that's the only people you should care what they think. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. I totally agree with that. I don't care what other people think. I don't think about them at all. I just like at the end of the day, I'm gonna like talk to my friends and stuff that I go way back with. So that's what matters.
You know what's crazy? I talked about this in the other podcast as well. Everything that we worry about is right on the like other side of what's going on in the future that we don't know about. Like everything that we worry about is something that we can't even control. We don't even know what's going to happen yet. Like let's say I'm worried about me passing this test and the test hasn't even happened yet. Like what am I so worried about? Like I always try to worry about the future and it's the uncontrollable. You know what I mean?
Right. That goes with a lot of things too. I feel like bliss is on the other side of fear. You just got to go out there and conquer it. Just like skydiving. Like I'm scared of it, but I really want to do that like in the future. And it'll be like, just like elation, like pure happiness.
Everything's on the other side of fear. You got to get through it. And that's called being brave.
That's right.
Can't be brave without having fear.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a quote word there. You like that one?
I do. I like that. Yeah.
What's a time that you've been brave and like you had a big fear and you got through it?
Time that I've been really brave. I mean, I signed up for travel basketball. I
Really?
don't know. I think yeah, I signed up for travel basketball with Luke. I wasn't like a star-studded player, but I just put myself out there. My dad was the coach. He knew other coaches, so I just went out there and did the best that I can. I was nervous, but I was with a team. I was with good people, so I just went out there and played the best that I could. It was pretty
And
scary.
did you succeed?
I mean, I did the best I could. So in my eyes, I succeeded, but I mean, not to like the highest caliber. Yeah.
I respect that. Like the first step is getting in there and trying it, because the real failure is not even trying. You probably hear
That's
that
right.
all the time, and it's so
Mhm.
freaking true.
I mean, like, what was the point that made you like want to like go to Thailand and have this transformation?
The point that made me
I
want to go to
guess.
Thailand would be
Yeah.
um realizing that I wasn't who I wanted to be. And I also, when I wanted to go to Thailand, the real reason that, well, I'm going to start from the beginning. So I would say when I was in 10th grade, so 3 years ago, ninth and 10th grade, I was very, very skinny. So I had a protein shake, a gallon protein shake every single day. Like I was so hard for me to gain weight. And I was finally gaining a little bit of weight at a time. And I gained too much weight that I started gaining fat. When I was skinny, I never really dieted before. I was so used to just eating whatever I wanted, never gaining weight, just being super weak, thin. And then while I was doing that, I was also starting to do Muay Thai. I started doing it because I had a breakup and I wanted to like discipline myself and strengthen my mind. And so I started fighting. And then
Yeah.
I was fighting, I was drinking protein shakes, I was lifting, and then turns out I didn't do enough cardio and I drank too many protein shakes. So I started gaining more and more weight because I wasn't dieting. I was eating like shit, drinking a lot of protein shakes. So fast forward to 11th grade, I was big. I was like 200, 210 pounds.
Hmm.
And I needed to get back to myself. I just did not feel like I didn't love myself. I looked in the mirror and I was just like, what happened? Yeah, I
Yeah.
see the 2 years ago stuff on Snapchat when I was in 11th grade, and I was like, damn, I was a good looking kid. Like I was skinny. And then
Hmm.
right around the end of 11th grade, I started talking to a girl, and me and her started connecting, and I wanted to better myself for her. I wanted to like go back to how I used to love myself, because you can't love anybody else until you love yourself. That's something that I believe in and everybody believes in. So I went to Thailand. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. They beat me up for the better, like not physically beat me up, but they beat my mind. They strengthened my body. And I ended up losing like 20, 30 pounds during that trip of fat. So I came back around 185. And then while I was in Thailand, I scheduled my first kickboxing fight, which was 1 year ago today, which we're
Yeah.
recording the video today of when we posted.
It's like
it.
full circle. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
full circle.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy that
Yeah.
all this one story can lead to everything.
I know.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy that if I did one different thing in my life, I wouldn't be where I am. You ever feel like that?
I mean,
Every
I
little
have,
step
but like,
matters.
yeah, definitely. Every little step in the right direction, even if it's just baby steps, is still a step forward. But like you said, like that was the hardest thing that you've ever done. I don't know if I could say that about one specific moment, but I do
Mhm.
want to get to that point eventually and be like, wow, that was the hardest shit ever. But I came out on the other side.
That could be
That's-
skydiving, because that's what you
yeah,
fear.
that could be. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Mhm.
It doesn't have to be something physical. It just has to be
Yeah.
something that strengthens your mind. Is on
Emotional,
the other side
yeah,
of fear,
hardens something that hardens you, like a battle or something.
like a battle. 100%. No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's it's crazy. I keep saying this, but it's just so crazy how everything literally happens for a reason. Every moment in our life leads us to a new moment.
Yeah. I know we all have a plan in this life, but like you said with Thailand, you had that switch that flipped inside of you, and you've changed ever since, and you've been on top of things and tracking your calories. So I just wanted to commend you on that. Like,
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you.
I don't track my calories anymore. I did when I got back from Thailand,
Oh,
but then I just started like eating the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Did you know grass-fed steaks, a 12-ounce grass-fed steak is around 396 calories, and it is 80 grams of protein.
It's a cheat code, yeah. I
That's
saw that you
insane.
sent me that yesterday.
I know.
That's what I thought you still like tracked your calories.
Isn't that crazy though?
I know that's insane. Yeah.
No, another thing that's crazy is there's a crumble cookie this week. Well, when we're recording the podcast this week, it's 1,100 calories.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those, man. It's a rabbit hole.
What is society feeding us, bro? It's really bad.
I know, bro. That's why I know discipline. It's a lot, man. It's everywhere you look. You know, whether you want to stay up late, whether it's saying no. Saying no. It's so hard these days to say no because it's just like so easy to like buy something, spend that money. It's just no one wants to like stay like disciplined and in the moment. So it's just hard.
So what's your worst habit? Because I remember last podcast you said it was going on your phone at night, right?
Yeah, it's sleeping, but something that I've been doing, I've been setting alarms not only to wake up, but also to go to bed. Because that's what Alex Hormozi, I watched a podcast. I like watching podcasts when doing work and stuff. So
yeah,
he says that he sets one and that tells him to like, he knows when to start getting ready. So that's what I started to do. Because otherwise the time just slips away.
I give you props for that. I never thought of that before. Like honestly, that's dumb.
I didn't either. And that's why I started doing it.
Yeah. I've learned a lot of stuff from podcasts. So I've learned that. Well, I learned this from the guy who taught me martial arts. My coach. He said, whenever you're in the car, it should be like you're in car school. You shouldn't be listening to music. You shouldn't just be driving in silence. You should be playing a podcast. You should always be learning. And then I saw from David Goggins that every time you shower, it should be like a 3-minute shower, and that's your only break for the day. Just your showers are your breaks.
That's crazy. I read his book. I'm still reading his second book. Yeah.
What's it about?
A lot. Well, the first one it's just like his transformation from being like 300 pounds, being a pest control, spraying for cockroaches, to like totally taking a 180 and just going to the SEALs and being the baddest motherfucker every day that he tries to be. So that's someone I try to emulate.
Do you really believe he's the baddest motherfucker on the planet?
I mean, bro, he ran like 200 miles. He got second place. He's a Navy SEAL. Just like all that. I mean, he's like up there. He's like top 5 or something. He's insane.
That's my goal. When people ask me like what I want to do in my life, like I want to become rich and famous. I know everybody says it, but like I really want money in my life. I want to be like really successful.
Yeah.
And the 3 things I want to be: I want to stay close to my family, I want to become famous, I want to become successful. And to me, that's what success means. And the reason I want to become famous isn't like to be known or anything like that. It's to do what David Goggins does. I want to inspire people because, like you said, he showed his story. He told his story, and it changed so many people's lives. Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever wanted to just go through something and you could help out so many people?
Yes, definitely. Like I told you earlier, I wanna like figure out what the hardest thing that I've ever done. I don't think I've done it yet, but I want to do that, and then try to push that out there to as many people and say, I did it, so you can do it. Because I was doubtful at first, but I did it and I accomplished it. I climbed that mountain or whatever the feat was, and I got through it. So that's what I want to do.
What's your meaning of success? Like I said, my meaning to me. What's yours?
I would say just finding a purpose in life, but also becoming financially free. I don't think that you need to have all the money in the world and just be a hoarder and just be greedy and always be chasing money. But I think, even if you do find your passion, but you're like failing at like business, or you're struggling financially, it takes away from that. So I think, finding something that you're really good at, capitalizing on that, and becoming, I just say, financially free. You don't even have to be rich, as long as you can cover all your bases, cover all your expenses, and you truly love what you do. That's what success is to me.
And do you think finding success is the meaning of life?
I mean, you don't have to be successful to find the meaning of life.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like as long as you're the best person, and you've done more good than bad in the world, and you've at least try to be successful. You might have failed, but as long as you learn from that, I think that does go a long way.
I 100% agree with you. I think the meaning of life is to find your own happiness, like not rely on other people for happiness. I think the meaning of life is to find that reason that makes you happy when you're sitting in bed, no one's around, and you're just smiling, thinking of that reason.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I want to get there one day. I feel like that's everybody's goal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine as well. Definitely.
So what's the biggest take you learned from this podcast, Michael?
Well, I was watching another podcast, a quote that really, really resonated inside of me, and just like had like this aha moment was, we don't lack time, we lack focus. Everyone has the same 24 hours in the day, but you just, like for me, I'm on my phone way too much. I use it as a crutch, and I just keep scrolling away. But I mean, other people like Goggins, I mean, they are like Cam Hanes, like he runs like a marathon at like 2:30, like every single day. All right. And then people like train like months or whatever it is for it. And this guy does it like every single day. And I'm like still sleeping. And it's just like, wow, like he has, he's just so locked in. I want to get to that level. And I just gotta try to like put away as many distractions as I can.
As you said that, I put down my food.
Yeah.
But you're totally right, because you can't be the only one that's laying down sleeping while other people are awake running. Because you might think your life is hard, but there's other people out there that are just battling way harder battles than you.
I know.
My biggest take from this podcast would be, when you find that moment that you say, wow, that was the hardest thing of my life, that will be the time that you see the most growth in your life. I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right.
Well, I really enjoyed talking to you. I liked our topics.
It was
nice. It was a nice duo right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the conversation. It was good.
All right, see you, Motivational Mike.
I took a lot away from this. Thank you for watching. See you.